Hey guys, welcome back. If it's your first time here, my name is Jen and I am a self-taught nail enthusiast. And in today's video, I am gonna be looking at some new stuff that I bought over the weekend. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the biggest purchase that I got this weekend was a brand new nail drill. And I'll show you guys the old one that I was using. It was one that looked like this and it just had like a USB cord. Pretty simple. I know it was less than $20. This one is by Babe Nails. My new one is by MelodySusie, and I'm pretty sure that MelodySusie has one that kind of looks just like this. You know, it was a good like starter nail drill, but I just felt like one, it wasn't powerful enough, and two, it skipped a lot, which caused me to like basically cut my cuticles. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this bad boy up. In addition to this, I also got let me get it. Oof. I also got some of their ceramic nail bits. A lot of people that had reviewed this nail drill on Amazon suggested getting these because I guess if you use like carbide bits or the diamond bits, that they overheat. So I went ahead and I bought some of those. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. Well, the first thing I see is they actually give a, whoops, let's see here, 20% off coupon for their nail bits. So that's nice. They have a lot. They've got tungsten carbide, ceramic. So, and this is just their instruction booklet on how to use the drill. Some new bunch of these. These go with your mandrel. Let's see, they probably provided one. I feel like every new nail drill comes with some assortment of drills similar to this. You know, it includes your regular mandrel and then like some other diamond bits. I think most of these are like cuticle bits. Nobody really uses them, and they always give you like a bag of these things. I've got like 2 of these already. So I'm just gonna put these to the side. Let's see. Okay, this is a handpiece. Oops. Nice. Nice size, I would say. Alright, I'm gonna just take everything out of the box and lay it out so that way we can see it better. Alright, let me just get situated here. So this comes with a foot pedal. I am not familiar with how to use a foot pedal, so I'm obviously not going to use one. I'm just going to use the dial on the drill itself. Again, it comes with these basic bits and a bag of the sanding pieces to go on your mandrel. I actually have a set over here. Also, I bought a safety bit and some cuticle bits. But I'm going to try out these ceramic ones. And one thing that is really cool with this nail drill is that it can actually hold your bits up top. I'm gonna go ahead, take these out of the package. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of clean, I just wanna like clean up around the cuticles for now and prepare my nails for styling. So I'm not really like gonna do much, but it should be enough to be able to like test this, take this baby out for a test drive, right? So awesome. And I will put my safety bit in here because I do like to use this one. and maybe we can compare it to the MelodySusie drill bit. Here's the other item that I ordered, and this is what we're gonna play with later. Let me just get something to like cut this open. I don't typically shop at McCart that often. I am a little bit of like a Model 1's snob, but I saw this in my like suggested items from Amazon, and it was a blue polish collection, and I've been looking for like blue and purple polishes, and I just like have been having a hard time finding them, but McCart has like a whole blue collection, and that's what I got. So I'm gonna play with these a little bit later. That's so pretty. So I'm gonna get like all this stuff set to the side, and then I'm gonna kind of just do like a story time today and kind of talk about my giant cell tumor while I'm just messing around with the nail file. I just want to like, how do I explain it? I don't want to like really do a tutorial. I kind of just want to play with the items that I have and like tell you guys about them. So hopefully you like this style of video. You know, I feel like I've mentioned my cancer and my chemo, my tumor, and it only seems fair to like go into detail about it. I do know that I have a subscriber that has the exact same tumor that I have, and I just feel like I would be doing her and all of the other people that I've connected with a disservice if I didn't like go into more detail. I'm gonna put some cuticle oil on, which is what I usually do before I clean my cuticles up. I'll push them back. So I guess, you know, I'll start telling you about my whole journey and how I got here. Basically, you know, I had gotten pregnant with my second son, Alex, and during the pregnancy, I even had like pain in my pelvis, which, you know, my doctor and myself chalked it up to, you know, just typical like pregnancy pains. There is something that you can get, and I forget what the name of it is right now, but it's basically where you can like feel your pelvis expanding, and you can feel the bones, you know, shifting. Sorry if that's like too, you know, really graphic. Maybe I should do a disclaimer. This is probably going to be a graphic conversation. I am talking about a spinal tumor here that affects many different parts of your body. So, you know, if this is something that maybe too close to home, I would suggest maybe just stopping here, you know, and come back to a different video. I'm gonna go really in depth. I feel like that's important. So anyways, while I was pregnant, you know, I was having this pelvic pain, and, you know, I honestly think now it was related to my giant cell tumor. For those of you that don't know what a giant cell tumor is, it is a slow-growing, aggressive, non-cancerous tumor. However, in my case, that's not always the case. My tumor did mutate into a cancerous tumor, and we'll get to that later on. So I'm just gonna unlock my drill and take this piece out here, if I can figure out how to do that. There we go. And I'm gonna put this ceramic safety bit in. So I guess I'll show you this. This is the front of the drill. Sorry to be like jumping around here. Like I said, this is a real like personal story, but I want to share it. I don't want to do a review, but I also do at the same time. So I'm just going to show you the drill really quickly. It has this little button right here that you push to turn it on, and the red light indicates that it's on. And if you twist the dial, that will turn it up, hopefully. All right, hold on one second. Oh, oops, there's an on-off button back here. Or no, that's left to right. All right, I figured it out. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to show you, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that would make this mistake. There is a little arrow pointing in on your handpiece jack, and then there's two small arrows that are pointing down. You basically have to just make sure that that arrow is pointing up in order for the handpiece to work. So that was my problem. So I have the drill turned on as the red light indicates, and I'm just going to turn it up slowly. And yeah, it's nice. Let's see how fast this bad boy goes. Woohoo! So that's 30,000 RPMs, or revolutions per minute. I do not need to be that high. I'm gonna say I want to keep it around like a 4 or 5. That was one of the issues that I had with this drill, is I didn't know how fast it was actually going. And sometimes it would turn up like on its own, or even when it was on low, it just seemed a little too fast for me, faster than I was comfortable with. So that's why I wanted something like this that actually had a dial that explained to me how fast it was going. So I'm gonna crank this baby up and we'll get started. I'm gonna start with the safety bit first, and I'll try the cuticle bit after. So I'm just kind of cleaning up any of the edges that are sticking up, and if there's any lifting, I will remove it. I really wish that I would have recorded how I did my nails last week. Basically what I did was I applied my Chiara Sky tips, and then I just did like a gel overlay with that In-Hype gel, but I had bought a different color. This is more of like a nudish pink. Let me get up a little closer. I'm just like refining the edges. Maybe I don't have this turned in the correct direction. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I had the switch flipped the wrong way. I don't really need a fill. My nails grow pretty slow, so it's really not important. But let me get back to, my little story time here. So basically I had the pain while I was pregnant, had my son. I took 12 weeks off without exercising or anything after he was born, as recommended per my physician. Then I started working out again. And this is when things started to go downhill. I just noticed, I was getting, like my whole lower half just seemed to hurt. I was just in pain all the time. Going up the stairs, I literally felt like my legs were going to break in half. And one day I was doing an ab workout on the floor, and I noticed there was like some pressure on the left side of my lower back. It just felt like something was like pushing against my back very firmly. So I was like, all right, I guess I need to go to the doctor now. I'm one of those people who really hates the doctor. I'll do anything to not go. One of my other doctors kind of makes fun of me all the time, because he's like, the only time you come here is like when you're super sick. But it's like, who? honestly, like, who goes to the doctor for their, like, well visits regularly? If you do, I am so proud of you. Good job. I don't do that. So I decided to go to the doctor. I went to one of these, like, walk-in, you know, places by my house, because I don't really, you know, at the time, like, I didn't really have, like, a primary doctor. And I explained to the doctor what's going on. I show him my back because I feel like I have, like, a little bump on my back. And he's like, I know exactly what this is. You don't need an x-ray. You have a pelvic tilt. This is from carrying your baby on your hip. And I'm like, that makes sense. You know, one of my other girlfriends, she was kind of experiencing the same thing, you know, from carrying her child around. And honestly, like, my baby did not want me to let him go. I carried him, held him like 24/7. He was, and still is, a mama's boy, which, hey, is fine by me. You know, the doctor basically said, go do physical therapy. You know, go see a chiropractor. So I went. By the way, I'm loving this drill. I have not had it skip once. And by skip, I mean where it goes like this and, like, rolls around your finger. Like, it's kind of like jerking. It's not doing that at all. It's very smooth. I don't ever feel like I'm gonna, like, skip like this and go, like, cut the edge of my finger. I even did the underside of my nails because I had some, like, gel buildup from when I attached the nails. I wanted to get that out of there. So I am enjoying it. I'm gonna do the other hand. I don't usually do this one on camera, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Right? We're chit-chatting, we're having a good time. So I proceed to go do physical therapy as the doctor, the medical professional, suggested. I'm not getting any better. As a matter of fact, I'm getting worse. My pain is getting worse. I am now walking with a limp. It comes time that I need, so I skipped on this hand. Let me see if I turn it in the other direction. Okay. So it comes time for my insurance to, like, basically approve the physical therapy again. So I need to go get imaging done to basically show that, like, I have an issue with my back. You know, I need to be going to, like, see someone. So it took me about, like, a month and a half to even get imaging because my insurance company was a pain in the butt because the nurse practitioner wrote the script for the MRI instead of an actual doctor. So anyways, I digress. I go do the imaging. I sit inside of an MRI machine for 2 hours. It's excruciatingly painful. And then 3 weeks later, I go to physical therapy to go over the images. And what do they see? A mass. They found a mass that was about the size of a cantaloupe. Obviously, you know, I'm at a chiropractor's office. They don't handle things like this. So they're like, oh, just go find a general surgeon. You know, it's probably just like a cyst or something. You know, they'll remove it and you'll be fine. Like, we see things like this all the time. It's not a big deal. Like, don't worry. You know, meanwhile, all I'm thinking, like, my life is flashing before my eyes. Like, I don't even know how to explain what that feeling feels like to anyone. The only way you would understand is if you've been through something like that. So I reach out to a nurse practitioner who I know from my GI, from my gastroenterologist. I sent him the images and I'm like, what the heck do I do? Like, where do I go? I don't know what to do. And And so he sends me the name of two oncologists. One who lives right by me and one who lives in the city. So I contact the oncologist, I set up an appointment. The first doctor says to me, you have a before I even got biopsied, I'm told, you have a cancerous tumor that can only be operated on. I think it was like an osteosarcoma or something, some type of sarcoma that doesn't react to chemotherapy. You can't do radiation. Basically, you can only have surgery, and if you have this surgery, you're probably never going to walk again. You'll probably lose all function to your bowels. You'll, like, your life is never going to be the same again. So I go to Manhattan to get a second opinion, and the guy says the same thing again before even like getting a biopsy. So we schedule a biopsy, we schedule more imaging. I go get the biopsy, and it come to find out I have an even rarer tumor called a giant cell tumor. This is called the 1 in a million tumor. That's because 1 in a million individuals in the entire world gets this tumor. It's an even smaller chance that you would have this tumor on your sacrum like I did. And so we come up with a game plan. And the game plan is to do radiation. Now, there's a risk because radiation can cause the tumor to mutate. But only 2% of the individuals does a tumor mutate on them. So, of course, I'm going to take my chances here. I can't live like this. It had gotten to the point where I literally could not walk anymore because the tumor was pressing on the nerves. So we go do radiation. Now this whole time I'm thinking like, oh, like the tumor is going to shrink, it's going to get smaller, my life is going to get easier. No, that didn't happen. You want to know what happened? The tumor swelled, the tissue around the tumor swelled, my body basically hated me. And because of this, I could not walk without the assistance of a walker. I was in excruciating pain. I've never felt pain like this before. They had me on all kinds of medication, and nothing was really helping. So, I finish up radiation, and it's kind of like, okay, like, you're done. I didn't know where the heck I was supposed to go from there. Didn't know what I was supposed to do. Nobody really had any answers for me. Oh, and guess what? This was all in the midst of COVID vaccine. So, doctors were not accepting appointments. Like, you weren't allowed to even go see your doctor, let alone make an appointment with them. So I didn't know what to do, and it was just like this whole time after radiation, like the pain's just getting worse and worse and worse. And finally I called my doctor and I was like, listen, like, this is like the main orthopedic oncologist. And I was like, listen, I can't take it anymore. I'm in too much pain. I can't move. Like, we have to do something. The initial plan was do the radiation and then remove the tumor and like you move on with your life, right? So they decide to go ahead and push the surgery up. Hey guys, I just want to apologize really quickly. I know I left off where I was using the drill. I had started working on a nail look and I was really unhappy with it. So I basically took it off using the medium grit safety bit that they that came in their kit, and I gotta tell you, it worked out really great. I mean, it took all the polish off. It did not skip. And by skip, what I mean is, like, if I'm going along and it goes zzz, zzz, you know, and like hits the nail. With my old drill bit, I had to be like, with my old drill, I had to be really, really careful because I would like hit the edge of the nail, the tip of the nail, and I would end up sometimes having to like replace, like soak off my nail and like replace it because it ruined the end of it and there was no like salvaging it. I think in like one of my last videos, I ended up having to do that because I was drilling and it skipped on the edge and it like basically cut a chunk out of it. I did not have any issues with that. Right now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I am going to try out the mandrel or the sanding bit, and I'm just going to get one of the fine sanders. If you look, they supplied different, they have like a medium, fine, and coarse. Holy cow. Sometimes I get like the worst brain farts. So I'm just going to try one of the fine sanding bits out, just to rough up the surface of the nail to prepare for the look that I'm going to do, which you'll see in my next video. So just go ahead and unlock it. And these do go like pretty far in there, like they go all the way in. I don't know if that's normal. My old drill was like friction based, so you had to just shove it in as far as you could. So I'm just gonna put this on like 3 because I really just, I'm not doing any work. I kind of just want to like rough up the surface. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a gel overlay or not, because I don't really need a fill yet. Like I said, it's only been a week since I last did my nails. Even though this is a thicker drill, it's like weighted very nicely so that it feels comfortable in your hand. It's not like heavier on one end and lighter on the other side. So I do appreciate that. This is working out really nicely. And I'm just trying, again, I'm just etching up the surface here. Just pushing back my cuticles. So here's the real test. I'm right-handed and I'm using this drill in my left hand. This is where I would have some real issues with the drill skipping. Nothing so far. Obviously, I don't have as great of control with it, but it's doing pretty good. Most of the time, I will end up doing my right hand with the like hand file. Reason being is I just don't have a lot of control. But this is working out pretty good. Sorry, again, I'm getting used to filming myself, so I try to like make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. That was a little skip there, but I'm gonna turn it down. Maybe that, that didn't make it any better. I gotta say, so far so good. I am really liking this drill. And in all honesty, like, they give you the coupon code to buy their drill bits. It's worth it. I think I didn't have the discount code, so I think I paid like $16 for them, which is like nothing. I'm actually going to leave this in there. So from what I understand, you always want to have something in your drill as to not let anything get down inside of it. Let me just move this stuff out of the way. And I don't think I mentioned that this thing actually holds your drill, which is like, I have never seen a drill like this before. I think this is really cute. It actually takes up less space on my desk than some of the other drills would. You know, the ones that are like rectangular shaped and that have like the side piece that you rest your drill in, like, you know, next to it. And it holds all of your bits as well. I really like the design and structure of this because I'm working on a small surface. My desk is, I don't know, I think it's like a 12 by 40, something like that. So it's really tiny. I literally just use this desk to do my nails and nothing else. It's in my bedroom for the time being, so I needed a small desk. So when it comes to buying items for myself, it needs to not take up that much space. You know, when I think about, like, I have to have my nail lamp, that needs to be here. I need to have my drill, that needs to be on the desk. And then I keep all of like my essentials in a small plexiglass, like plastic drawers. I have a small one of those like right next to me. So the fact that this doesn't take up a lot of space is really, really helpful. I don't think I will ever use this thing on max speed. The most I would probably use it on would be 5,000, but the fact that it goes up to 30,000 is really awesome. I'm sure that you could probably use this for crafting and things like that as well. I don't know what I would use it for, but I guess there's a reason that it goes up that high. I don't know. That's pretty much all I gotta say about the drill. It did an awesome job just sanding up and getting my nails ready for another look. So again, I want to thank you guys for being here. Please, before you leave, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification button, and like this video so you never miss a mani with me. Thanks a lot, guys.